Okay, so this video is for my embroidery people, beginners, or I guess intermediate. If you have not done towels or anything with a pile, um, you may not know this. So here's just a little information for you. So if you ever want to embroider a towel or something with any type of pile, like a Christmas stocking or something a little bit thicker, you need to have a water soluble stabilizer. These are two of the stabilizers that I use. I'm going to show you which one is my favorite and why. So we have the Soluble water soluble stabilizer. Again, this you put it on as a topping and it dissolves in water. It's great for embroidery, monogramming, thread sketching, quilting, applique, lace work, and bridging. Buttonholes, 3D work, edges, shadow work, cut work, heirloom sewing, and serging. I personally have used this for embroidery and monogramming. I haven't used it for anything other than that. We also have the Pelion 541 Wash and Go Stabilizer. This says it's great for use in lightweight to midweight fabrics, machine embroidery appliques and cut work, and any temperature water soluble. So for most of my water soluble stabilizer, I tend to use a warm water anyway, but because this says any temperature water soluble, this is saying that you could use a cool water and it will wash away easily. But what I want to show you is the difference between the two if you haven't seen them. So when you actually open these things up, they look really different. This is the Solvy, and this is the Pelion. Now, as you can see, the Pelion looks more like a fabric. Mine's wrinkled, but if you stretch it out, it looks more like a woven material, and it appears more fabric-like. As with the Solvy, this appears more of a plastic-like. So if you can see, it's more of a plastic-like appearance. It's clear, but when you wet them, both, they're going to dissolve. Now, I can tell you from my experience, I'm going to lay them here side by side so you can see them both. Side by side together. You have the clear plastic look, and then you have the more materialized look. Again, for both, when you wet them, they disappear, but sometimes it does take a little work. So when you wet this, I've seen a lot of people just spray and watch it dissolve. For me, most of the time when I use it, I do a light rubbing across my fabric to make sure it's completely dissolved. You just want to make sure it's completely off because they can both leave a film. This is my favorite. It leaves less of a film. I like the way it tops. I feel like my stitches look beautiful when they sit on top of this. And so this is my absolute favorite. So if you were looking for recommendations, the Solvy water soluble stabilizer would be my favorite. But I just wanted to show you the difference between the two. All stabilizers are not the same. These are used to dissolve your stitches. These are used for embroidery work. These are used for if you want to do towels, if you want to do kitchen towels, if you want to do anything like that. It's going to wash away. It will take some time for your fabric to dry. So if you're making items to sell or give away, you want to prepare for that. But these are the difference between the two. And Solvy is my absolute favorite. This you can get on Amazon. Mine is 12 by 9 yards. I ordered this week. I think it was about $9, and again 12 by 9 yards. The other, just so I can show you, I think I got this from Walmart in a pinch because I couldn't find anything else. This is 5 by 3 yards. And I don't remember how much I paid for this. I'm thinking I paid maybe about $5 for this. You can look it up on Walmart's website. I use it in a pinch. This is not my favorite. I wouldn't really recommend this to anybody because I don't love it. To me, it leaves more of a film. It's a little bit harder to get off. So it's more work if you're turning items over quickly and you want to have them available for people. It is useful. It does work. But it's just not my favorite for that reason. And I noticed when I went to pull this out, because I don't use it very often, I think it got wet somewhere. also is sticking together in some areas. So I just want to say, be careful when you store your stabilizer. Make sure it's not touching anything, it's not getting wet anywhere, because you don't want this to happen. Obviously, you can cut this off, but this would be a waste of stabilizer when you go to cut it off. Now, the Solvay actually comes in sheets as well. So if you don't want to get a whole 12x9 roll, you don't have to. You can get the small square sheets to fit your machine. I like this. Sometimes I double it if I want something a little thicker, and just use it for my embroidery work.